That went straight. Here's another screamer. That one also went straight. That went straight. 3 in a row has never happened. Can we make it 4 for 4? Nope. That one might have caught a little bit of a breeze, though. That didn't really seem like it went out of control. Perfect. They went straight! So the NERF Ultra 4 wasn't bad. It didn't really rewrite the rules of NERF Ultra. We still have the same problem. The darts don't really fly straight. That being said, the Ultra 4 does have some pretty decent mod potential. Go ahead and get subscribed so you can see the video on this thing in the near future. But seeing how I've cracked the code on NERF Ultra and have figured out what makes the darts fly straight, that's another video you'll see very, very soon. It makes me wonder if there's any hope at all that one of these blasters, just maybe, will actually work the way it's supposed to and demonstrate what NERF Ultra is supposed to be in the eyes of Hasbro. I actually have a little bit more hope for the Ultra 5 because this blaster we've seen a lot of before it actually came out. This barrel is entirely new, and I wonder if the addition of this barrel fixes any of the problems this blaster would have had before it hit the shelves. In fact, I believe in Australia, the blaster's already out and does not have this barrel at all. And also, I hate to say it, but the NERF Ultra 5 looks pretty sweet. It's got this cool knuckle duster grip guard, which I'm hoping is exceptionally comfortable, although it probably isn't. It has a 4-dart internal clip that makes it pretty much the Ultra Magnus. I cannot believe they did not call it the Ultra Magnus! Hasbro, you owned the rights to the toys for Transformers! What are you doing? And it has the exact same lies printed on the back of the box. Or are they truths now? Powerful speed, extreme distance, improved accuracy. Wait, what? I'm legitimately blown away. It doesn't say pinpoint accuracy. It says improved accuracy. I was not expecting that. Innovative flight tip, lightweight foam, and aerofin technology. Well, they're at least trying. So I have, again, some thoughts that maybe this could be the one. But I also have to warn you that I have a bias for pistols. I happen to like pistols, and really, this could be one of those blasters where even if the darts don't go completely straight, if it works well enough, it's probably going to be worth picking up for its $20 asking price. That is a lot for something like this again. This is the $15 blaster. The Ultra 4 should have been a $10 to $12 blaster. This is a $15 blaster, but nope, MSRP, 20 bucks. You can find it probably right now at your local Target if you're in the US. All right, to the workbench with ya! Yacht! If you're expecting me to call this thing the Ultra 5 from now on, no, it's the Ultra Magnus. And, well, that's because it looks and functions pretty much like the NERF Mega Magnus. And I like the Magnus. The Magnus is a very good blaster, so I'm hoping the Ultra 5 will at least get, well, a quarter of that. It's Ultra. The grip looks to be incredibly similar to the Ultra 2s and the Ultra 4s, so I'm going to be interested to see if that's actually the case. Wow, that is way flippin' bigger. What is with the Ultra Blasters and looking small on the package, and then you get them and they look flippin' huge? 3 darts? Oh, okay. So the Ultra 4 came with 4 darts, but the Ultra 5 only comes with 4 darts. I was expecting the one up here and then 4 extra in the box like we got with the Ultra 4. Oh. Well, that's a design flaw, Hasbro. I hate to say that people get on my case because like, oh, you're telling people how to shoplift. No, I have to point this out. You literally just bend this back and pull out the dart. I'm not advocating anything other than the fact that Hasbro needs to fix their packaging. Hopefully that's not a normal thing you see with this blaster. Time for the grip test. Well, it fits my small hands, and yeah, it's almost identical to the Ultra 2's grip, but it's actually not that bad. I kind of dig it. Trigger is not nearly as good as the Ultra 4's. It's actually, I don't know if you can see this, it's slightly too small. Like I'm pressing down on the lip of the trigger here. That's just basic stuff right there, man. Slide is also not that comfortable. That was a very authoritative chonk, though. Trigger pull is excellent. That is a stupidly long draw. I mean, looking at it from like the side of the blaster, trying to look in there, the plunger tube does look to be pretty big. Well, this is the first thing we've gotten with any kind of magazine. It's not a detachable magazine, it's an internal one. So we get to answer the question, how does NERF Ultra deal with a magazine scenario? So that is all the way back, and got a little cutout for the DRM. Is that actually as far back as I can pull that? That is significantly slower than a Magnus. You have to actually gingerly load everything. And there's no, it is maxed out at 4. There is no chance of anything else. That was a pop. That was a pretty hefty pop. Alright, how we doing on the chronograph test? Yeah, that is not a very quick reload in my opinion. And contact! 101. 95. 100 flat. And 102, so the exact same as the Ultra 4. The biggest question, of course, is if the darts go straight. It's got an unjamming button right there. It actually locks closed, but if you press that, you can actually unload it. It's got the one tactical rail at the top that is N-Strike compatible. There are no Ultra-specific attachments quite yet. It's got a lanyard loop right here. It's also, any of these holes right there could definitely be used for the same thing, and the barrel is non-removable. And interesting enough, it actually looks to be made of a different plastic than I'm used to on these blasters. It's a bit shinier, almost like Super Soaker plastic. And that's about everything. So at this point, we just need to answer the question, do the darts fly straight? All right, loading it up with the 4 original darts that came in the package. Let's see what she does. That was pretty straight up until the very end. That one spun out of control. That one went rather straight, actually. As did that one. Interesting. So we had one that kind of spun out of control at the end, and one that spun out of control before that. I'm going to load it in with 4 Ultra darts from my stash. That went straight. Here's another screamer. That one also went straight. That went straight. 3 in a row has never happened. Can we make it 4 for 4? Nope. That one might have caught a little bit of a breeze, though. That didn't really seem like it went out of control. Oh my god, it might actually somewhat work. There were some theories that every single time the Ultra Dart changed from a Sonic Screamer to a normal one, that it was more accurate. So let's try that. Sonic Screamer. That one spun out of control, dove right into the ground. Standard Dart. Went straight as could be. Screamer. Went perfectly straight. Wasn't super stable in flight, but went straight. And a normal one. Oh my god. It's an Ultra Blaster that is actually working. I got 2 more darts here. 1 more Screamer. 1 more normal. Starting with the normal. That one, yep, spun out of control. And the final shot. I'm going to angle this one pretty good. It almost cleared the property. Wow. When you think you know everything, and suddenly it all starts changing. All right, Ultra Magnus, you better not make me look like a fool. Most of those darts went straight. I want to see, hopefully, the same thing for the accuracy test. Just aiming for the window on that door. Here we go. Perfect. That one spun a little bit, but still went straight. That one was not very stable at all. And that one was horrible. Ugh. Perfect. Perfect. That could have been me. Perfect. Keep it up. Keep it up. Ooh. Our first failure to feed. That one curved down so sharply I couldn't even tell if I fired it or not. Perfect. That one wasn't stable at all. Still, I think from the range test, maybe these darts are just too worn now because I've shot them a couple of times, but from the range test, we could see that the darts can fly straight. Most of the time, even. There was a theory that I brought up a little while back where Ultra darts, because they're so light and they don't impact much force, that the entire idea for Hasbro behind NERF Ultra was to make a long-distance, fast-firing dart that was still within toy regulations, something that wouldn't cause a lot of undue harm if it were to hit a child. And Ultra never delivered on that premise, but I kept seeing glimpses of it in a variety of other blasters. The biggest tell was when I rebarreled a NERF Mega Talon for Ultra, and the darts flew significantly farther, even though they were only punching like 60 FPS. This sucker hits 100, and with a hefty angle and a little bit of love, that thing cleared my property. A 150 FPS blaster, 190 FPS blaster almost can't do the same thing. This did. And more importantly, most of the darts fly straight. You would maybe have to compare it to my other videos. I seem to have maybe half my shots ever go straight. Even the Ultra 4, I said was a nominal improvement, but it still wasn't quite there. This is surprisingly close. It still has a lot of darts that don't go straight, but I had a lot of them, including used darts, that did. And if Ultra could just do that somewhat more consistently, 60, 70% of the time, this would be a must-buy blaster. And the worst part about it is, I don't know if I can recommend this blaster. Do you like the idea of the Ultra Magnus? Well, then it might be a compelling argument. The Magnus was a good blaster. This is also a good blaster in my opinion. I like the grip. I don't have the largest hands ever. There's still plenty of space in there. Fits me good. It could be better, but honestly, I like it. Trigger is pretty meh. The Ultra Force trigger is amazing. This one snaps really nicely, but it's just not really that comfortable. It's like my finger has to be slightly smaller than even what I've gotten. The action is smooth, but reloading this thing, while significantly better than any front loader, is still a little finicky because this loading gate really requires you to not only push the tip in first, but the back of the dart has to kind of clear this little notch in the bolt, and it just barely gets there. But I haven't had any issues with feeding once all the darts are set in there perfectly. If every Ultra Blaster worked as good as this one, heck, if every Ultra 5 worked as good as this one, I would say it would be worth picking up. If they could improve that even a little bit, that would make it so much better. So maybe if you felt burnt by Ultra before, if you ever get your hands on one of these, give it a shot. It may surprise you. This is what Ultra needed. I needed a little bit of glimmer into what the dart can do. And I'm starting to get really excited. I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much to Dr. Flux, who gave me this blaster because he found it at his local Target. Thank you, Dr. Flux, so much. And of course, thank you to the patrons who support the channel. If you want to give me a couple of bucks a month, get your name on the workbench and all sorts of other goodies, check out the link in the description, in the card up in the top right corner, or even down in the pinned comment below. It really helps as a creator to have the backup of Patreon when YouTube is an ever-changing and constantly chaotic landscape. I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one, and I hope it's me singing the praises of NERF Ultra. After what seems like forever, we might actually be getting somewhere.
You gotta up, up,